Yeah, he's totally playing Skyrim, and we literally just started. Hi, guys.
Welcome to game.
Indeed. So, when we last left off, we were totally about to go to Cosmo Canyon. So, let's start tonight by going to Cosmo Canyon.
Sounds simple enough.
Simple enough, sure. There'll be a story later on from 9-year-old me. So, there is that to look forward to, at least. Now, I will admit, Cosmo Canyon probably does have my favorite town theme.
Dun 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 dun.
Yes.
Dun 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 dun. I think next to... Oh, you sorry, stupid marauder dodged out of the way of my arrow, and I'm just like, you lucky son of a douche.
Hi, Nanaki. Go on in. Nanaki? Yeah, I'm familiar with Cosmo Canyon, or at least I am. I guess these guys aren't. Blah, blah, blah. Plant life. Full capacity. But... Oh, you helped Nanaki?
Oh,
Who's Nanaki? Nanaki's Nanaki. The hilarity of giving Red his true name. Was that supposed to be like an Inception sound or something?
No, that's where did he go? Did he disappear? Was he never there to begin with?
Yeah. So yeah. Let's see, I believe this is the item store. Provided Cloud Labs the ladder, of course.
To the weapon
yeah,
store.
so, by the way, this rope, we should remember it. We're not going to be able to get into this until later in the disc 2, but we want to get into it as soon as we can get into it. Reasons.
Yes, reasons. Reasons, not raisins. Stop thinking with your stomach.
And you might have noticed in that screen that Red isn't in our actual party at the moment. That's fine, because he's run off ahead. He'll be back. It's a Final Fantasy game. They're always back unless, you know, really bad things happen. But going to see your grandfather is not really bad things. Wait, if he's the last of his race, then how does the scene that's 500 years later exist? Serious question, Alec. Red just said he was the last of his race. How does the scene 500 years later exist if he's the last of his race?
The same way that Adam and Eve got grandkids. Because fuck logic.
Oh, Cosmo Candle. That'll be a little bit important later. But, yeah, there's something that I've been forgetting.
Cosmo Candle of Cosmo Canyon.
There's something I've been forgetting to look at here and there, but I've already got the only missable one. These things. Terra Paradise.
Pretty sure you've missed at least one of them.
I'm on 4, so I missed 2, and I know where the 2 I've missed both are. One was in Gold Saucer, and the other's in Sector 5. I got the Shinra HQ one, so there is that. But more importantly, Weapon Shop.
The Butterfly Edge.
And this is the main reason that I usually don't go for the Force Stealer, is because this exists here, and HP Plus material starts existing here too.
Honestly, Butterfly Edge looks cool. It's like one of those,
Oh, right, I have the white megaphone, but, Okay, so because I'm a little bit tight on finances to upgrade everybody right this second, you know what's coming, and you know red is forced. Who's number 3?
Well, considering that I know you are a fanboy for boobs...
So you're giving me Tifa for that?
Well, the only other choice would be Barrett, because he's kind of the Cosmo Canyon fanboy himself.
Yeah.
He is, and you know it.
I'll stick with Tifa. And, of course, the weapon upgrade for Cloud. And silver armlets! Unfortunately, I can only afford 1 at the moment, but that's okay, because I'll probably just jack Kate for the other one.
I love this armor I'm wearing because it has a poison aura, and if anything doesn't have a crap ton of health or is like really high level, they're basically just going to kill themselves by standing too close.
You have no idea how happy I am to have my link slots back in my weapon, just so you know.
Too bad you went back to normal growth on the materia.
That's fine, because that means I can reattach my cure-all. And while we're at it, we'll also restore elemental lightning to Cloud's sword.
Oh, never mind. That can't be because
Tifa, for her part, she can go ahead and have Death Blow. That actually kind of makes sense to give her basically Falcon Punching.
I'm actually trying to logic out where those kids came from.
Which kids?
Actually, do they ever mention what happens to his mom?
To Red's?
Yes.
Yeah, he said that she died protecting the canyon while his father, quote-unquote, ran away like a sissy. He actually literally just said that.
I hate my dad because he ran away because no one told me what actually happened.
I'm just sitting there thinking, why the fuck would you not tell? Did you have any real, literal reason not to tell? No. Not a fucking one. Bugenhagen,
Right, so,
you are an asshole.
hold that thought. Just want to point out that, yeah, HP Plus exists here. So does MB Plus. The problem, it costs an arm and a leg, and I'm pretty sure I didn't come here with enough cash to get even one of these. 9-year-old me lamented this because 9-year-old me kind of hates the next boss. My 7-year-old me is just going to rip him apart with one move.
Because you're a dick.
Hey, that boss was a dick to me first.
To be fair, younger me had the same problem. Then we discovered that pretty much universally across Final Fantasy games, the trick he's about to pull holds true to every undead enemy.
Pretty much.
With minor exceptions. With minor exceptions.
But, for the moment, Bugenhagen.
It's an asshole. He's the Saitan Uzuki of this game.
I usually say Seaton for him, but yeah.
He arbitrarily withholds information that would only do good.
Oh, by the way, our 48-year-old dog creature thing is a teenager. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, there's a literal post online Let's Play archive, Darkened Xenogears Let's Play, that basically lists a gigantic list of that guy's transgressions. Thank you! Ugh. Tongue twisters. They suck. Oh, right, when the planet dies. This is where some shit gets real trippy in this game.
But yeah, Saitan Uzuki is a freaking dick. We're not saying that he's not like one of the best party members in that game besides.
He's a colossal asshole, but he's amazing.
He's amazing as a party member. He sucks every other category.
I don't know. I think he's pretty cool as a character, dickery aside.
Yeah. If we ignore his just straight up dickery, okay. Long and the short, I mean,
the dude's a badass, but he's a total asshole.
He's a bad asshole.
Really?
Yes, I had to combine it.
Okay.
We had to create a new word for Saitan Uzuki. It's the first indication that he is an asshole, ladies and gentlemen, while of course we're doing this boring segment waiting for the combat to start.
Well, hold on. Before you go on and on about boring, first off, I actually think the upcoming segment is kind of cool. Second off, I'm going to take Tifa. Who else should I take? We're doing the observatory segment.
Aerith.
I thought for sure you were going to say Yuffie.
Oh, if you'd rather I say Yuffie, I'll take Yuffie.
I'll take Aerith.
No, let's go Yuffie. She wants to look at all the pretty things. I was only saying Aerith because, you know, it's kind of relevant for her character.
I guess.
Like, not the thing with the game.
I just need
I'm
to
just
remember
running
where
side
everybody is, because just like in Calm, everybody's running around on their own. And actually, now that I think about it, is this the bit where... No, this isn't what I'm thinking of just yet, but I can go ahead and grab. So, which one am I taking, Yuffie or Aerith?
Actually, hold on. I have a quarter in my pocket that I found earlier.
Yay, 25. Oh, you're flipping a coin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heads, Aerith, because she's the smart one. Tails, Yuffie, because she got that ass. Aerith it is.
Alright. But, as I was saying about Barret, you know how basically everybody has had some sort of affection values glitch that you can use to max them out?
Barret's one of them.
Yeah, he gets one here that basically he has a dialogue option that you can talk to him, then give him a positive response to get affection, then give him a negative response which cancels the dialogue.
Isn't it technically feasible? Just, I mean, it would be incredibly difficult, but based on this, isn't it feasible that pretty much everyone in the fucking game has a chance to, you know, go on that date?
No, it's explicitly limited to those four. In fact, that's why a lot of the affection value moments, Red's actually a dummy option. Oh, hi, Strife!
Hello again. Ho ho ho! It looks like you have them all together. Then let's begin.
Actually, there you go, like I just sent you the link to my Twitch chat, so you can see what's going on there too.
I'll be stand there. That's the freaking AVGN moment.
What?
Bugenhagen said, "I'll be stand there."
Oh. It's Final Fantasy VII. This is the game that gave us lines like, "This guy are sick."
To be fair, aside from minor typos that are actually few and far between, this game is freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's alright. But nine-year-old me thought this entire room was amazing.
To be fair, it's still one of the more amazing artistically. I mean, graphically.
Yeah, it's...
To be fair, everyone's fucking Popeye, but the majority of everything that's not a human actually freaking amazing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And the black hole. I'm pretty sure there was a black hole that close. Just gonna put it out there. Pretty sure there was one that close. All of that they're standing in the middle of, suck, gone.
Probably.
It might take a couple billion years, but to be fair, I mean, to be fair, considering how close the collector space station was to that one black hole, I'd say they have a 50-50 chance.
I do believe he just brought up Mass Effect.
Yes. That moment we learn where I'm just going to keep referencing games while playing this game.
Get used to it, everybody. He's not going to stop, and we still have, I would say, 2 2/3 of a disc of a game to go. Maybe 2 1/3?
Give or take. Okay. Speaking of other games, went back to my old style of playing Skyrim at the same time as doing this. Anyway, while I'm waiting for the next screen to load, I was bringing up a point about why Saitan, despite being a complete badass in terms of a party member and someone in combat, is a complete and utter asshole in every other regard. Like,
well, that's odd because we're at the live stream loop scene, and I always thought this bit was pretty cool too. And it's a really effective way of explaining how the world works, compared to say, by the way, everything is fireflies. Anyway, go ahead and go on.
The first sign that Saitan Uzuki, despite, like I said, being basically the most ungodly party member that you'll ever have in your party, ever. I mean, there's a couple of exceptions where people are better than him, but they're in between. The first sign that he is a complete and utter douche comes to the fact that in the town that you start off in as, Fei secretly ID Fong Wong, start off in, there is one doctor for that entire town. That happens to be Saitan Uzuki. And you're just thinking, well, that doesn't sound too bad.
He lives on a mountain.
On the outskirts of the village, past a bridge that is broken. And apparently no one's thought to have it fixed at any point. Oh, and by the way,
that's actually a bullet point on the greatest asshole list that I mentioned previously. In fact, you know what?
The path itself is...
You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and link that for the chat. So, Strife, if you want to read that, give me just a second, because it's dialogue, so...
But,
well, I know exactly where it is. It's just a matter of me grabbing it.
Outside of town, up on a mountain, past a broken bridge, on a path that is littered with monsters, and even more monsters.
Yeah.
He's the town's only doctor that we're aware of. No one else has come forth claiming to even be a herbalist or anything. He's the doctor, and fuck you. To be fair, it doesn't sound like he charges very much, if at all, considering that his background as not being...
Hey, Alec, are you looking at the Twitch chat at the moment?
I am not. Hang on, let me pull up the thing.
I was going to say, if you at least have the window open, because I'm about to link it. Just did.
Okay, chat's up. Welcome to the chat room. Probably missed a lot of... yeah, I just missed it.
I just sent it to you directly.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've read it before, so...
Well, basically the first thing you referenced was...
one of the first things on the list.
One of the first things on the list, yeah.
But like I said, basically the first time that he's kind of a dick waffle, that right there.
First time in the game, at any rate.
Yeah, first time in the... Let's face it, technically he's been a dick waffle longer than that point, but that's the first time... Yeah, that's the first time we ever even hear about the guy, let alone meet him. If it's not clear that he's a giant flaming dick waffle, well, I don't know what to tell you. As I said, I mean, it's one of those things where it's one of those things where it's pointed out, but no one really, just sits there and, just hammers away at it. No one draws attention to it. It's just kind of a thing.
So, we're at the Cosmo Candle scene now.
Cosmo Candle, a.k.a. a bonfire.
Hey, bonfires are cool.
Sure, as long as you keep it a bonfire and not the raging inferno that it consumes the entire time. Which, considering that, nothing in this town except for, doors and shit is made of wood, I'm sure we're doing pretty good.
I always liked Barrett's dialogue here.
See, that's one of the reasons why bringing him along both for the upcoming battle and for that scene in the observatory is kind of relevant. I mean, it's part of his character. Cosmo Canyon is the birthplace of Avalanche. To be fair, yeah, Barrett kind of takes it the violent, let's blow up the fucking thing way, but, you know. Of course, send me to that place. I don't go there often enough. God, listen.
What place?
Oh, a place called Mizenslev. It's in Skyrim.
Oh.
Like I said, while you're sitting here, you know, talking to everyone, I was just like, "Hi, Aerith."
The funny thing is, I wasn't aiming for Aerith just now.
I don't know. I just think it's funny. Two people who are basically alone because every one of their race, people, whatever, is dead, almost made it earlier in this game.
Hojo, everybody.
The dude's kind of screwed up.
Just
And that's
a
putting
little.
things nicely. That's being nice to the guy. Not that he deserves it, but we're trying to keep the chat, you know, to a certain level.
Hey, I said that cursing can be done in moderation, so I don't care. He's a friggin' douchebag. That's the best way to put it.
God damn it! I hate it when this happens.
At any rate, 9-year-old me got stuck in the upcoming dungeon for a while, but we're not going to go there just yet because guess what has just opened another battle?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, his fascination with Fort Condor.
I want to get the Super Ball, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, his fascination with Fort Condor knows no bounds.
I'm showing off the stupid amounts of timing Fort Condor can have. Like, you know, this battle you have to not break the buggy, or else you will miss this battle because the buggy is broken. I'll probably break it on the way back just to show off that, you know, yeah, breaking it's a thing. But until then... Besides, maybe I can get some kills in on Tifa.
I'm just, while he's doing that, I'm sitting here murdering a bunch of bandits.
I need to give Nanaki some materia. That's fine. Da 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 da. Boom. No, Tifa, I want you to kill everything. Seriously, oops, that was Cloud. Go me. Because, yeah, Tifa, she...
I'll be nice and not make any smart comments.
You make smart comments?
Heaven forbid.
Oh well. More ground toward Meteor Rain, I guess. Besides, I need to go ahead and update equipment and whatnot now that I've got people. Let's see. You get silver armlet, and you can have the hand-me-down carbon bangle.
Let's face it, I mean, the only real threats are going to be everything but the boss of this area.
Pretty much. Especially since I do have to go into grabbing an E-skill. Death sentence is down
by
here.
By the way, if you can think of something to take away for it, put cover on Cloud. Because just trust me, if you're trying to make sure that you keep Tifa's stuff maximized, having cover on Cloud actually qualifies as that. Don't ask how or why, but it worked for Yuffie, so I would assume it would work to Tifa.
Anyway. Oh my god, Aerith has too much materia. And Nanaki has not enough slots.
Oh, no. The only thing that can make me hate Yuffie, it involves materia.
Oh, I think I already know what you're talking about.
the only thing that makes me hate her. And just because at that point you come to realize exactly how much you've come to rely on materia up to this point.
Yeah, that point is kind of a slap in the face.
Like I said, it's your fault for relying on materia so freaking heavily.
On the upside, we're already basically halfway back to Fort Condor.
The car is basically necessary, otherwise this part takes forever.
The car is, if you don't have it, you can't get back at all. You know what? I'm a nuke, you guys!
Because you exist.
Well, that, and I did get this last time around. Beta. 4-digit damage. Nuke.
Because fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the hardest moves to actually get, and yet so totally worth it.
The funny thing is, it's still hard to get even after you totally outclass the Zolom, because...
Usually, once you outclass it, you kill it too freaking fast.
Yeah. The trick I use when I go for it in late game is basically gravity magic spam.
It's the only thing that can't outright kill it, and it can still get its health down really freaking fast if your gravity materia is leveled up properly.
Basically.
I mean, most people in the chat probably realize most of this, but... I'm not saying that there's probably a lot of people in the chat, but for anyone who is there...
Well, at the very least, Strife is around, so... That's at least one.
And we are grateful to have him here.
Indeed we are.
Always good to have, you know, repeat business, if you will.
Mm-hmm. How much money do I have? Oh, I'm gonna have to sell some stuff.
I was about to say, it's like, last I checked you had, like,
I have 2,000. I need to go...
You need at least 3.
4, actually.
3, 4... Money, money, money. To be fair, you know, once you start doing good with your all material, let's just face it, once you get,
Once I get mastered all, I'm never going to be broke again.
And the best part for those is, of course, the weapons that basically, while they themselves aren't really all that good, by putting a materia on them, they level up 3 times as fast.
Yeah.
I believe one of the first ones that you get for Cloud is in Rocket Town.
Do I have any material that I don't really care about at the moment, actually?
Like I said, if memory serves, one of the first, like, you know, legitimate ones is that sword you get from the old guy in Rocket Town. Basically gives you a freaking katana for Cloud. The closest you will ever be to being Sephiroth as Cloud.
Basically. I think Mithril. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell some stuff that I know I won't be needing again. I don't want to give that up yet, because that's got double growth. You know what?
Double growth.
I'll go ahead and ditch the Peace Ring, because, you know, I weaponize Fury and Sadness. I'm running normal right now, but that's honestly because, you know, I'm probably going to heal before I go to the next actual dungeon. That's okay. I'm going to skip the next Fort Condor fight because the timing for that is just too stupid, in my opinion. Do I know when the next Fort Condor fight is?
When?
Okay, so I'm going to get to Rocket Town. I'm going to talk to Shara about the Tiny Bronco. I have to book it back through Mount Nibel and go to Fort Condor before Rufus shows up in Rocket Town.
Yeah, no, screw that.
I'm willing to go back, you know, before I have to go through Mount Nibel, basically.
Once we reach Mount Nibel, we're not going back till we get the tiny Bronco.
Basically, because I hate Mount Nibel.
And once is enough. And technically, Cloud's gone through it twice.
Because bridge.
Technically, he's gone through it multiple times because childhood.
Touche.
Probably more than twice, but that's beside the point. This fucking music.
What?
I'm speaking, specifically about Rufus's party theme.
I like this song.
I do too, but at the same time, it's one of those memories of the asshole.
Fishing rod. Yeah. Buggy, Junin. I already got the Mithril. I already got everything I need enemy skill-wise, so... Basically, it's just head straight to Fort Condor this time.
The worst part about the buggy is when it becomes a buggy. A buggy.
What?
When it breaks down.
Oh.
Drip, 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 drip.
Beta is very expensive MP-wise, just so you guys know.
But if you have the MP to spare... Oh, so incredibly worth it.
Yeah, very worth it if you've got the MP, because, well, that's just how that move is. Utterly amazing. But enough talk. Have at ye, Fort Condor battle. I think I'm going to get more quote-unquote tinctures for this fight. I think. I mean, I'll know in a couple seconds because everybody who's seen this by now knows how easy Fort Condor is to cheese. Oh, I've unlocked the fire catapults and whatnot. Do I care?
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
Let's face it, you have a pretty set strategy, and let's face it, the strategy kind of works.
Basically. Oh. Lots of guys showing up down here. Interesting. I do have to give the Four Condor enemies credit. They are becoming more tenacious as the fights go on. Very tenacious. Spam bots. Ugh. Ah, there's how I delete unwind messages. Good to know. There we go. They are certainly getting more and more tenacious as time goes on. But nobody died, and oh, I didn't get tinctures. I got something better.
Mega Lecture.
Too awesome to use, ladies and gentlemen. Entirely too awesome to use. Go ahead and use the inn here to restore Tifa's MP, because, seriously, beta. You look like something's on your mind. What's up?
Trying to actually, sign into Twitch, and it's basically saying I need to reset the password, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
You probably haven't used it in forever.
Probably. It's just taking forever for the email to hit my email to take a hit.
I gotcha. But that was all we needed to do back on this continent. No having to go snake hunting this time. Your mileage may vary on whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. I wonder if Nature Magic's still decent at this point. Oh yeah, that's perfectly sufficient for these guys. But back to Junin.
Back to Junin. Back to Junin. Because dolphin.
Because dolphin, yeah. I do appreciate that, you know, they basically gave you a quick jump for this entire sequence. Because they knew that they had some pretty crazy timing involving Fort Condor.
It's always nice, you know, as an archer character in Skyrim, to come across an enemy who wields a bow. Because then you can plunder his arrows to replenish your own.
After you peg the guy in the knee, of course.
No, I shot both of them either in the back or in the shoulder.
He's lying. He shot him in the knee.
Oh, these aren't adventurers, so they're the blind elves who live underground. So, yeah. Not adventurers, and I'm pretty sure no one wants these things to become a town guard. Besides, everyone knows that joke refers to marriage.
Uh-huh. And more nukage. Because beta. I have no idea how much I'm looking forward to seeing Water Kick learned.
Water Kick, where she basically hits you with a dolphin.
No, you're thinking of her level 31.
Oh, right.
That's literally Dolphin Blow.
Where she hits you with a dolphin.
Where she does hit you with a dolphin, yes.
Because fuck logic, physics, and the fact that there's no water anywhere near you unless you're fighting the freaking emerald weapon, and fuck that.
Oh, I have a plan for Emerald. It's gonna take a lot of setup, but I do have a plan for Emerald.
Too bad that.
Also, double yes are always fun.
The only disappointing thing, to be perfectly honest, is the fact that the same plan that works on Emerald has absolutely no legitimate effect on his brother.
We don't talk about Ruby Weapon, at least not yet.
Ruby really doesn't like best laid plans. He does. He does like best laid plans. He likes to.
He likes laying them to waste.
Yeah. Like setting them on fire and watch them run around screaming in circles. Right?
Pretty much. Okay, game, hurry up and make all these guys do stone stairs so that I can nuke them and be on my way.
Just so slow, this is getting ridiculous.
Yay, beta. Tifa level.
But no Tifa limit.
But no Tifa limit. We're working on it. On the upside, we're back in Cosmo Canyon territory. So, I guess we'll go ahead and show off what happens when you drive the buggy too close to Cosmo Canyon, because I don't need to go back that way anytime soon. Fine, the first thing I need to do is beat up a griffin. You jerk! Your flight won't save you from me. It'll save you from death by Tifa.
Unless your limit breaks.
No, you don't. You didn't notice why I said you jerk to that griffin, did you?
It flew up.
No, before that, it ate my MP. Including all of Tifa's.
Ah. I was looking at something else when that happened.
Clearly. Anyway, so if you drive too close to Cosmo Canyon in the buggy, this happens.
In short, it basically forces you to go to Cosmo Canyon because no one wants to walk through this desert wasteland on foot because you'll never get anywhere.
Well, more accurately, I'm surrounded on both sides by rivers. To that end, though, I don't have to talk to him, but... But that basically lets the player know, hey, they're gonna fix the car while you do what you need to do here.
Get a drink!
I wish getting a drink was that simple. Ah, here's what I need. Yes, I want to use the inn. Because we are about to go into a dungeon. A dungeon that's... Yeah, there's a 9-year-old story for me to tell. But I'll discuss it on the rope down to it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and... where in my list is... Okay, there's that. Because I'll be needing that. Go ahead and Furyfy everybody. And save. And what sucks?
Anyone who's actually familiar with Skyrim, or Skyrim, will be familiar with the Dwarven Centurion, which is a giant steam-powered mechanical monstrosity of
I agree, Strife, that this coming boss gave me a lot of trouble too, but wait until you see how I cheese him. You'll probably laugh just because of how much of a wimp I make him look like.
Anyway, I shot this one, and I was planning on looting it because Dwarven Centurions have some decent stuff on them. But it decided to glitch itself into non-existence.
Well, that sounds unpleasant.
I mean, basically, he's still there visibly, but I can, straight up just walk right through his ass. Dude, I kind of figured it was going to happen when I saw his arms just wave around like, oh, party, party, party. Dead.
Okay, so we're basically descending into my childhood hell, aka the Cave of the Gee. This place. This place.
Infamous.
I spent a lot of time here as a kid.
Break it open.
The unfortunate part is I don't remember which rocks I need to break anymore, so I'm kind of winging it. But that's okay, because somewhere around here is going to be an enemy skill that I want to grab. It's... Why did I just punch the guy I manipulated? And that one's the one I need too. Okay, so manipulate the other guy. While I finish off the one.
Yes.
Keep in mind, I'm in Fury right now.
To be fair, it's not like they're really doing too much damage. And they seem to all be aiming at Tifa.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Oh! The AI one took care of Tifa for me. So I'll just have mine do this to Cloud. And now that I've got Death Sentence on both my E-skills, nothing more to do here, but...
Murder, 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 death.
Murder by death, yes. And I've got Death Sentence. Which, yay to that.
Since I'm so close to my house in Skyrim, I'm just gonna go, take a trip home. And drop a couple things off.
Okay.
Not very relevant to the whole thing that's going on with Twitch, but whatever.
Right.
Jesus, how long does it take to send a freaking email?
Couldn't tell you, man. Probably don't want to use beta too much, at least with... Well, I've got it on 2 people. I'll be fine. Because there's giant freaking spiders to deal with here, too. Spiders were always annoying. Hey, I got Marlboro tentacles. Cool. Let's see. Alright, that's the one I needed. Because there is one very important item I need to pick up while I'm down here above all else. Because this place is actually a one-time dungeon.
Oh, there we go. I just had to resend it the second time.
Oh, these guys have death sentence too. That's fine. I don't need death sentence anymore. I've got it. So... Choka, 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 chocobo! I do love how quick Tifa's limit meter goes up. Which, you know, makes sense. She is kind of a character that relies on her limit break. Red level.
Blarg.
What? Oh. That's right, I did make you a mod on my chat.
Oh, also the fact that I finally got to log in because I finally got my password reset.
Yay. Okay, so this gold goo right here, don't run on it. At least not going this way. Because it's slidey goo. And if you run into the wall on the slidey goo, it hurts.
A lot.
But more importantly, I've got added effect. I can't really use it right this second, but...
It'll come into play soon.
Yeah, the main reason I can't really use it is because I really only have like 1 or 2 materia I'd actually use it with. And that's a dead end. So... go ahead and continue this way. And down into the cesspool of lava for treasure and combat. Judgment Bolt. It is awesome. Perhaps a little bit too awesome. It killed everybody. That's more kills for Cloud! Yay! The black megaphone. So much for that white megaphone that I got for Kate. Never even got to equip it to him. That's a lot of guys.
Worms.
Uh-huh. Well, if they're not immune to fire, they should all go kaboom, because... Beta. Wow, 2 of them lived. Good job, guys.
Now you get to die the old-fashioned way.
Well, they actually survived getting punched in the face, too. So...
Them some hardy worms.
I probably should have done that with Cloud, but whatever. Because I might as well just give her an ether. I mean, heck, if she gets hit again, she's getting her limit break. I'll go ahead and have Red attack the one back there. So he kills it, of course. Crit. Fire 2 is the answer to everything. That's okay, because Red needs the kills too. Just not as much as Tifa. More loot. Hey, it's that ether that I just used. Yay. Okay, so I believe this next screen is spiders. Yeah, this room's definitely spiders. Now see, one of them leads to the chest and the other leads forward. By it being so long since I've actually played this last, I legitimately don't remember which is which kind of sucks. Beta. It solves almost everything, including everything in this fight.
Da-da-da.
It makes going back to the Zolom entirely worth it, this stage of the game. I want to say this one. No, this one's the loop. So, probably this one. So yeah, as soon as I pass under that spider web, I'm going to get attacked by a hell spider. These guys are just one of several reasons I hated this dungeon as a kid.
And hate it passionately now.
It's more 9-year-old trauma. Notice! The thing lived through beta.
We have to call bullshit on that.
It also just almost completely destroyed Red in one hit. Tifa, too. Because these guys are kind of jerks. Like, really kind of jerks. And in the end, it was Cloud that got that kill. Now, see, I'm not too worried about the fact that I'm almost dying. I mean, Cloud has Cure too. But the problem is I have to fight another one of these things. because the Cave of the Geek hates you. It hates you, it hates me, it hates everyone who has ever gone through it. Also, we have a fairy ring. I believe the fairy ring is actually pretty good. Yeah, anti-poison and darkness. Yeah, that's actually pretty decent. And then... Now, to get to that box, I do have to go through path 4, which means an extra stinger. And... You can't blame me for being kind of hesitant to go for that. I mean, you saw what one stinger did to me, and I have to fight a second one anyway. Because, again, Cave of the Geek hates you and everything that ever passes through it. Hey, red level. You still there?
Still here.
Okay. So yeah.
I'm just dropping off some inventory.
Screw it. The completionist in me is going to suffer for your entertainment. This is not suffering for your entertainment. This is just a random battle. That I can't really say I care enough about to bother with. Run away! Okay, so... Aether, Tifa, Cloud should be okay. And this is actually the point of the game where high potions are starting to catch up with the level curve. So I'm going to start, you know, trying to build those up and burning off my remaining regular potions in the process. Let's fight another spider. Yes, I'm glad you're amused by my suffering at the hands of giant spider strife. I aim to please. Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire twice! Well, it worked. It was very MP costly, but it worked.
And if it worked, isn't that all that matters?
Pretty much, considering I don't care about my resources for the boss. Anyway, so we have a treasure chest. It's an X potion. How convenient. And then... there should be a pass somewhere near here that lets me get to that third box. Because, yeah, if memory serves, Caves 1 and 5 link, while Cave 3 is just straight up dead end. So, maybe there's a path I'm overlooking, right? Oh, right, third spider. This is not third spider. Pretty sure that was a spam bot. Oh. Tifa Limit and Giant Horde. Let's nuke them.
Alpha! Beta! Come on!
I agree, Strife. Too many bots around these days. is actually kind of irritating, but...
The worms do not want to die, and they want her to be poisoned.
Too bad for them that, you know, they can't poison Red. The problem is I think they stopped Tifa, at least for a little bit, but she's okay now. So, shoot, I really don't want to use too much more of her MP. At least not on that. So, let's just punch him out. Oh god, she's almost dead. What happened? Okay, so let's just get out of that fight. And we need to heal Tifa before we take on Spider number 3. A level up is helpful, but holy crap, she is almost dying. Items. Yay, potions starting to be behind the curve. Bite me, Spider number 3. Okay, so we know this works. So, Cloud Beta, Tifa Beta. This should give the kill to Tifa. And if it doesn't, well, Sled Fang's happening anyway, because limits trump everything. Now it's almost certainly going to die to Tifa. I'll be honest, I'm amazed Red is still alive right this second. I had to say something, didn't I?
Yes. Yes, you did.
I brought that entirely on myself. Sorry, Red.
Nanaki.
That's like how we've called Kate Reeve, but we still call him Kate in commentary.
Those we're so used to calling him that.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I wish I could use my life material. The problem is Red has it. Let's just Phoenix down him, because, like I said, I don't care too much about my resources for the next boss fight. I care about Red being alive, but that's basically it. Anyway, so, here's our pass-through, by the way, for a Turbo Ether. Totally worth it. Alright, so, the pain and the trauma of 9-year-old me. Because this next room... Stop stalling us, Bugenhagen. Let's just go. Yeah, that's not menacing at all. Yeah, that Red Death really was unfortunate, Strife. At any rate, so, this.
That face, I mean, just seriously.
Yeah, this scene, 9-year-old me literally had to fight this jerk for 2 weeks.
Because he refused to die.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Just toss the Phoenix down at him.
No, the Phoenix Down doesn't have 100% certainty. The X Potion does. Because 9-year-old me literally got stuck here for 2 weeks, and it got to a point where when one day, me and my friend were playing this, whacking away at him again, I'm up in the kitchen getting a pack of nutty bars for me and him, and suddenly I hear the boss death sound, because he actually finally broke through and killed this asshole, which I just did in 1 hit, by the way. And it was...
The sad thing is
it was literally like
damage.
That
means this thing really doesn't have that much health if you think about it.
Let me finish the story. So, yeah, I heard the boss sound, and literally, even though I was standing in the other room at the time, both me and my friend just started freaking out, because holy shit, we were stuck here for 2 freaking weeks. And then, later on in life, I learned that, you know, healing potions hurt him just as much as cure spells do. So that was when I decided, from now on, whenever I play this game, I am chucking an X potion at that asshole's face, and I am making sure he dies horribly. So that's my 9-year-old trauma story. I have a gravity materia.
For those who like Final Fantasy games and think that certain bosses are cheap assholes because no matter how much you hurt them, they just refuse to die, check if they're zombified. In fact, fun fact, very fun fact, in Final Fantasy X, speaking over here so I don't get interrupted. Final Fantasy X, it was my brother and my cousin, one of us, were on the final boss of the game, which is the ghost behind Sin. Whatever's asshole, whatever.
And he's immune to zombie. He's not immune to zombie.
He is not. Hit him with Zombie Strike, he becomes zombified, will automatically attempt to heal himself, and thus hurt himself even more.
I usually do Zombie Strike just because at least that fight you can dick around with. Oh, right, Red's father.
That you could totally use Assault on and he'd be fine. He continues to fight them and defend the thing. No, that was Red, who totally killed the chief twice, because, he was...
Ghost of the chief, to be fair. And in a weird way, Bugenhagen's right here. Alec? He is right here.
Yep.
The difference is, Sephiroth is trying to kill the planet more or less right this instant, where if Cloud Company stops him, it'll live its natural lifespan of however many years. $130. Oh, this part right here is kind of depressing considering Disc 3. You agree, don't you?
Indeed.
And here's the part that, basically confirms that the father is still alive up there.
Use a soft. Let him fight in the literal sense. And then depressing how. Because Final Fantasy VII is the best game ever, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the most emo game of the entire set. Yes.
I don't know. As much of a fan as I am of this, the game I'm about to compare, we are talking about a series in which Final Fantasy VIII exists.
Leon is the exception that proves the rule. No one else in that game has that condition. Just him. Selphie is fucking... Give her sugar and she is a...
Selphie is the weird one in that group.
Then, of course, we have... What's his name? Zell? Yeah, Zell. Who is the geeky friend to everyone, but don't piss him off because he's going to punch you.
Okay, so, you know what's next. I'm telling you right now, I'm mandating Aerith. Pick the third.
Okay, what's the part that's upcoming?
We're going to Shinra Mansion. There are reasons I am mandating Aerith, but pick number 3.
Number 3... Tifa.
I'm surprised
Because
you're picking
hometown.
Tifa. Okay.
That's my logic here. Hometown logic.
Okay.
Otherwise, I probably would have said something like...
Oh, and for the record, even though he wasn't listed on the screen, red was a viable option.
I don't know. Just like I said, you've already mandated it. I figured that, Aerith, or not Aerith, but Tifa can go without saying.
Yeah, there's a reason I mandate Aerith. It's called Seal Evil.
Because, let's face it, that entire area is just fuck this shit.
Seal Evil actually works amazingly on that boss.
But seriously, that boss is full of so much fuck this shit.
That boss is a cheap jerk at times, yes. And honestly, it is a boss I would recommend coming back for later if it weren't for one small little detail.
He's kind of necessary if you want a certain party member.
Basically.
Is the party member himself all that necessary? No, but...
Oh god! Pincer attacked by these guys.
And just drop all hell on him.
Basically. I mean, I need to give Aerith back her materia, because I wasn't expecting to get into a pincer attack right about now. On the upside, Tifa did exactly what I was hoping she would do. She punched out the solo dude.
Allows Cloud to murder everyone else.
The other thing I need to do while I'm here is build up Aerith's limit meter.
And for the people in the audience there, people have to agree that when it comes to the Elder Scrolls game, especially the Night Skies, where you can look up and see all the planets and stuff, you have to admit that that was masterfully done and just looks incredible.
I wouldn't know. I've never played an Elder Scrolls.
I highly recommend it if you like RPGs.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and stick just Aerith and Fury, because I'm going to go to the inn before I actually go after the boss, so that's going unsaid, obviously.
As of... Put Tifa in the middle, because seriously, my OCD is kicking in, and...
What?
My OCD is kicking in. Put Tifa in the middle.
Why?
Because it's...
I'm confused. What's so OCD about it?
Someone in the audience tell him.
Oh. Fine.
No symmetry. Yes, I'm going Death the Kid on you. It needs symmetry.
But we're talking about a party with Cloud Strife. How can it ever be symmetrical? Just look at that hair!
Fair enough. I still demand symmetry. As much symmetry as you can possibly give. To be fair, look at Death the Kid's hair.
He wishes he could control that. And I'm pretty sure at the end he does get the ability to control it.
Yeah, but for the longest time, that's like, if you bring it up, that will actually bring him into hysterics.
Okay, so... manipulate the second one. Okay, it missed, which means it is manipulatable in general. I just need to actually land the manipulate. Then again, at this rate, it might just do all the work for me. Yeah, if they bite her one more time, then my work here is done. My work here is done. Alright, so go ahead and have it fang itself, and then start beating the crap out of it with the other two. Aerith is not using that limit break. No, I actually want her to have Seal Evil ready.
I meant, you know, in regard to getting the next limit break in.
Oh, I can just go back to, like, Mithril Mine something and just have her summon nuke everything. Or, hell, I could probably get by with, like, Ice 2 nuking or something. Right, so this town. This town is totally supposed to be burned.
Burned to the fucking ground. And, like I said, there's a reason, of course, for Tifa, because hometown. Not to mention, we have to go make sure that her underwear is still there.
Oh my god. I wasn't going to go there for the underwear. I was going to go for something else, but...
Hey, it helps you sleep at night, right?
Oh my god. Now, the weird thing about Nibelheim is these guys.
The underwear is only there during the flashback anyway.
Yeah, but the weird thing about Nibelheim is these guys. And it's not just weird, but once you realize...
To be fair,
once you realize what they are, that's kind of depressing. Shit, messed it up. I mean, I know I'm not going to get the prize here right now, but... But yeah, if I come back here later, like Disc 2 later, I can actually get some good stuff by playing that same jingle. Anyway, first stop, shop. Where there's only token consumables.
Because this, you have to think about it. I mean, this is all these people do. This is basically their job, their livelihood, is to be here in case someone comes asking. Which, let's face it, if anyone came to this town ever, majority of people in the town are supposed to be dead, correct?
Yeah.
Cloud and Tifa are like the only two people from that town who would even realize...
There's other survivors, but it's really morbid. I'd rather not elaborate on that because that actually is a bit of a major spoiler, and I'll bring it up when it becomes relevant.
I mean, I understand, you know, Tifa's mentor is, you know, still alive, but considering that they basically, you know, pushed him into the background and he's only relevant during that one point when Sephiroth's gone haywire.
Right. Now, let's go ahead and save before we actually head to Shinra Mansion, because, things are going to happen there. Things involving a boss fight, among other things.
Shit's gonna get real, yo!
Yeah, actually it is, and honestly, I think I'm going to inject Cloud with sadness just to keep my survivability up.
Because let's face it, this next area is bullshit.
This next boss is a jerk, yes. On the upside, he's optional, which is why I don't hate him as much as I hate Geen Attack. There's also an enemy skill I need to get here. That's a recurring trend, I hope you know that. But these guys do not have it. And even though it's a preemptive, I'd rather save my resources for the big guy. Now,
To be fair, just doing the thing that is required to summon the boss itself is pretty freaking annoying. Because if you don't do it exactly perfect...
Okay, so Fury Aerith, Fury Tifa, Sadness Cloud. So now Cloud's taking less damage, even more so since he's in the back row. Tifa has that habit of taking one hit and getting a limit break. And for reasons,
a bit of irony. I want to point out a bit of irony.
What?
Look at Aerith's health.
And with this song playing, too.
It's not even that. She's the white mage. She's supposed to be the holy one. She's supposed to be the agent of God.
Oh my god. Okay, so shut for a second.
But, Tish.
Shit, I messed it up.
I don't know why they put a time limit on opening a damn safe, but
It's very annoying.
it's an arbitrary thing that they do just to piss you off.
Got it. Here we go. Bring it on, lost number.
And now we fling spells and shit at it.
Now we fling spells and shit. Above all else, we gotta try to keep Aerith alive in the process. On the upside, this guy should react to fire very... Yeah, fire hurts it. Please don't hurt Aerith too much. Like, I'm literally gonna have her defend until the relevant time. If we got our limit, that was to be expected. But I don't want to use it yet. Ow. Well, Tifa just died.
That's unfortunate.
That's okay. Let's try that summon again. You jerk, stop that! Oh god, don't kill Aerith.
Do we not feel evil on her?
I do, but I'm trying to get to where he splits before I do Seal Evil. But Chocomod gave me a little bit of breathing room.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, it's not going to be long because Chocomod, but at the moment, some breathing room is better than no breathing room.
Why is just no MP? That's right. I thought I was gonna be like, it's Chuck Beta.
I could, aside from Tifa's MP, but actually Chocomog's giving me a lot of time here. Holy crap!
And we nuke it. Nuke it twice just for good measure.
Basically. Unfortunately, Tifa's out of MP, so she's kind of useless for the moment.
Ether or Mega Elixir.
Eh.
I've still got it. It takes him a really long time to do any of his bullshit.
I know. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner.
And done.
Okay, he just split. The unfortunate thing is now I need Aerith to get her turn, and I just gave her a command. Bitch, be sealed. And now I have however long to butcher this guy.
And let's face it, Tifa is about to punch it to death.
Except not, because I botched the slot.
Who's using a spell?
Aerith because, well, Seal Evil did not last long at all. But neither did Lost Ember. I win!
To be fair, considering how much freaking damage you hit it with.
Hey, and Shiva leveled up. Oh, and I got Cosmo Memory.
That's right, that's one of the
So, Cosmo Memory. I might as well talk about this now because it's a thing. Everybody has an item that they use to learn their level 4 limit, and this is it for Red. If I try it for anybody else, they just kind of say, it ain't me, screw off phrase. But if I were to try it on Red now, he would say something to the effect of, I'm not ready. This is because I need to learn his remaining limits. All of them. This holds true for everybody. As soon as I have everybody's other 6 limits across the board, then I will be able to use their limit manual to learn their 4th and final limit. As for what was in here, we have an Odin materia and a safe key. That's
and
it.
Odin is, let's face it, one of the better summons.
Especially in this game, because he has the lance as well as the death sword.
It basically means that Death Sword's one of those rare things, kind of like Fat Chocobo, but...
Actually, the Death Sword is actually the common one, but he will always break out the lance on bosses.
Huh.
It's Odin. Of course, the Death Sword is going to be the common one.
Yeah, it's just the Death Sword happens to be the one that causes the most shit ton of damage.
Well, considering it's death... are these guys the guys that have my enemy skill here, by the way? I mean, Cloud and Tifa have, like, no MP, but that's okay. I can't even manipulate them. Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have an enhanced dwarven crossbow, which just takes a giant crap on this dragon bone bow that I've been holding around this entire time. Now to go give it some enchantments.
Yes, these guys have my E skill. Unfortunately, since they're not manipulatable, I kind of need to just hope they use it on their own.
Fortunately, they just did on Cloud. And
They did on Cloud, so I at least have one down. Now, see, the problem with them being magic vulnerable right now is, just look at Cloud and Tifa's MP. But the E-skill in question is just question marks, so I'm not too worried about it right this second. That's not a skill I use, like, at all. For people who don't know what that is, that's the max HP minus current HP equals damage dealt skill. Yeah, stop being magic inclined, you jerk. Okay, so, that's, I believe, a weapon for Barret, but notice what is written on the back of this box. Number 1, Right 36. This is part of that puzzle to get the code that I put in the safe. It's the same every time, so once you know it... Go away, Fanbot. Once you know it, then you can just do it. Now, before I go down in the basement, I'm going to go ahead and heal up, because why not? I mean, if nothing else, Cloud and Tifa have, like, no MP. So, back into the Shinra Mansion. Somewhere around here, right here in fact, this is how you're supposed to do the puzzle for the safe. You read this note, and you have 4 hints. Dial 1's hint is the lid of the box with the most oxygen. That would be the treasure chest in the atrium, and you just saw that. The second hint is the Irish Shore T and Ray. There, I believe this one is, there's a piano somewhere around here that has it etched into its keys, which you get by reading, by examining the piano. And that would have given you 2 left 10. Dial 3. The creak in the floor near the chair on the 2nd floor. Then no left 5 times, up 9 times, left 2, up 6. There is an area in the direction that I need to go that has a creak in the floor near a chair, and I just follow those directions, and it'll give me that if I examine the floor right there. That would give me 3 right 59. The 4th one is actually kind of clever, but silly at the same time. The 4th row is written in invisible ink. Dial 4 is right 97. That's how you're supposed to do that puzzle. But, of course, when you know the passcode, because you've done this a million times, then it becomes a case of just use the code. You already know it. Also, Tifa just punched a ghost to death. Yay! My white mage is silenced. I think everybody's silenced, actually. That kind of sucks, but oh well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have created what I call the Dwarven Stun Lock. It's an enhanced Dwarven crossbow with paralysis and electricity damage.
I see.
In short, I have like the most powerful ranged weapon in this game.
Yoink. A magic source. Yay.
And now let's go get party member, and if the game allows, swap out for said party member, because why the hell not? You have a weapon for him anyway.
I have to think about that one, because honestly, I'm gonna call it right before Mountain Bell, because it is getting late. I mean, it was a late start, but...
I'm just saying, I mean, it might be nice.
Well, and also, you know, Mountain Bell, the Mountain Bell boss fight, the party member's limit break. You can't blame me for being a little bit hesitant about that one, you know?
Fair enough, but still, it might be nice to show him off for a little bit and then swap him out before the boss fight. If the game allows you. Pretty sure there's a safety.
I think you are right about that.
Like I said, it's a chance to test him out and then, you know, just swap him out before the boss fight.
Hey, Deathblow actually worked. Anyway, somewhere... Yeah, there's the creak in the floor. And somewhere on the floor around here is the passcode piece. But, well, we already knew it.
Why do so many games have to have bags?
I don't know. Only Tifa got hit by Funny Breath. That's okay, actually. I always get into a fight on this. If not on the spiral stairway, then always in the hallway after it.
And it's usually bats. Or a battle, you know, a group containing bats.
At any rate, that key, it opens this door. And, combat.
The combat's optional, of course, but... You know.
By the way, what were you saying about bats?
I'll shut up.
I'm just saying, you did predict this.
It's always
on
bats
the
down here.
On the upside, I actually kind of needed that healing wind, so I'm actually gonna take it. And it is more kills for Tifa, alternatively Aerith, but as much as I would like to get, you know, Plant Protector and whatnot, Seal Evil is actually her most useful limit break in my opinion. It and Healing Wind both. Alright, I can choke him out twice in a single fight now. I actually kind of forgot about that. Of course, if they limit Cloud, then I'll just butcher him. Because, Blade Beam. So I'll be honest, I'm slightly surprised they're still alive at this stage. So you know what the obvious solution is to enemies that just are not dying? Quick, what do you think the obvious solution is to enemies that just aren't dying, Alec? Never mind, you were too busy Skyrimming to notice that the solution was nuke.
You know, the solution's always nuke. It's called the nuclear option.
Anyway, so this coffin.
To wake me from the nightmare. Who is it? Never seen you.
And so these two exchange stories. Or rather, Cloud tells his story, and this guy just goes, I am my own monster.
Yeah, let's face it. I mean, as bad as Leon can be,
By Leon, he means Squall, not Leon Scott Kennedy.
yeah. As bad as Squall can be. Sorry, I'm used to Kingdom Hearts.
But, before we go on, we have the dude's name. Say hi to Vincent Valentine, everybody.
Hi. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong game for that particular hi.
Anyway. Go on about Squall.
But, you know, as bad as, you know, emo as he can, like, be, I mean, look at freaking Vincent. He sleeps in a coffin, dresses like a vampire, and his final form is a freaking devil, and all of his things are basically gothic or some other horror monster. I mean, for Christ's sake. I mean, even Cloud doesn't approach near that level of emo. And he tries. I mean, let's face it, especially in freaking Advent Children. I mean, he is depressed emo bullshit.
Basically.
And then he spends a lot of time dilly-dallying.
Shilly-shallying.
God damn it, that is the most retarded thing. Why does that exist in that movie?
Because it does. At any rate. So, Vincent's just gonna be emo in the corner for the time being. That's okay. We're gonna go meet your boy. Because he's here too.
Oh, I know. And anyone who's actually played this knows. Being here brings back memories. I forget that you're dying to watch.
That whole scene was weird, but it did lead to the epic fight scene.
And then Cloud just like, wait, oh fuck.
And then he got wrecked. And
Like,
in this case, he just threw a destruct materia at me. And then ran away.
He hit you in the balls with a ball.
Pretty much.
And let's go read the tubes in the corner. Lower right hand. Feeding time. That's what happens. Code C.
Weird. What do you suppose that's about?
I have absolutely not the slightest.
Anyway, so we're done here, except for one little thing.
As they say in DBZ Abridged towards the end of, I think it's the same side. Has anyone seriously not seen this series before? I mean, let's be perfectly fair, right?
Anyway, so Vincent has decided to crawl out of his hole.
I figured that shooting Sephiroth and Hojo in the face is a lot better than sleeping in a coffin.
Okay, so, it threw me into a party select screen. You said you wanted me to throw him in for the time being, so who's going out?
You can keep Tifa if you like, or swap out Vincent for Tifa.
So in other words, you're letting it be my choice this time.
Basically, the only thing is Vincent is coming into your party, at least until...
I am ejecting him at the boss fight. I don't care what you say, I am ejecting him at the boss fight.
Because you're not risking accidentally sending him into limit break and him chucking fireballs at asshole.
Right, so the first thing we should do with Vincent, first thing any player should do with Vincent, throw him into the back row.
Second thing you do...
The primary reason for this is because literally all of his weapons are guns, so they are all long range. To that end, that upgrade I picked up in Calm, I'm losing a single materia slot, but I'm gaining a little bit more hit percent, and more importantly, double materia growth. It's a small upgrade for the time being, but it is still worth talking about. No accessories for him, though. So, now we have to go throw some materia on him, which...
Aerith has a ton of it.
That's because of the fairy tale.
To be fair, I mean, the trade-off is that she has crap for HP.
More or less.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the trade-off. You can have a ton of spells, and it basically turns you into a glass cannon. Basically, if you want to fling spells, say goodbye to any chance of actually surviving a strong hit.
To be fair, that is kind of Aerith's MO, is to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, her primary attacks, her melee attacks suck, so... Why...
You know what? We'll go ahead and play with the added effect materia for now. Especially since I just got Destruct. Which means that with the Destruct materia, added effect Destruct has a chance of just straight up being, you died. So we'll go ahead and play with added effect for a little while. Like I said, he's not coming to the next boss fight because that guy's...
You're not risking it. He might come back into the party afterwards, but not till then.
Yeah, the short version of that boss is Vincent's limits make him go berserk, and he has 2 attacks they can use in each form. His first one has a fire attack, and the next boss absorbs fire. I'm sure you all can see where that is kind of a problem.
And if you can't, well, you're blind.
But these guys are most likely going to die because...
What did
Well, the ones that didn't get directly hit lived. Good job, them. But yeah, Vincent's primarily a caster. I say this as I just nuked the shit out of him. And Tifa just confused herself at the very least.
Vincent is a sniping caster.
Yeah, he's literally the only character who's a better caster in this game than Vincent is Aerith.
For obvious reasons. 'Cause her melee is sus. His range is good because, well, he's using a gun. It'd be weird if it wasn't at least decent.
Vincent, to that end, is actually... Hello, Clem Hazard!
About friggin' time.
To be fair, I haven't really been blade beaming that much. I've been working on everybody else's limits. But Vincent, because of the way his limits work, is actually a character that I would indeed choose Sadness over Fury for. Because I actually don't want him limiting that often because Berserker. But the reduced damage of Sadness, and honestly, it kind of fits with Vincent's character if you think about it. Da, 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 da. I just realized this probably isn't going to do anything, but... Yeah, I didn't think it was going to do anything. Because I am a ninny and forgot about the scales. Hey, Tifa limit. Wow. That'll come in handy at some point. Turbo Ether. Nice.
And we made it out of this place in one piece.
You know, I was waiting to get into a fight as soon as you started talking because I still had a couple more steps to go. But at any rate, let's go ahead and heal up one more time. So, next time, we'll go to the next dungeon. We'll stop outside of it to show you what it is, but... Sorry about the short stream tonight, guys, but yeah, really late start. I blame my co-commentator not being around for half the night.
Alright, we'll save right out the place.
That's the plan.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't, recognize this from the flashback, we have gone to hell, aka
Mount Nibel. But that will be a story for next time. Until then, I'm Wave Lightning.
I am the Karasagi.
And next time, more Mount Nibel, and possibly even our final party member, too. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Laters.